Action! Action!
Hey, greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new to join us, I'm Rich.
And I'm Kendra.
And well, we're restoring this cool old Victorian house. So, how did that look?
I don't know.
We'll go check.
Okay, I'll go check. The light's covering your face.
Perfect. Hey, greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to joining us, I'm Rich.
And I'm Kendra.
And well, we're restoring this cool Victorian house. But you already know that. And so this week, a little different of a video. I thought we'd kind of take you behind the scenes and show you how we make our videos. Because, well, at the time of filming this, we're 2 days out from Halloween. And well, by the time you're seeing this, it'll be November 1st, and we'll be taking down all the Halloween and starting our Nightmare Before Christmas when we have to put all the Christmas up. So we're a little in between things right now. And, you know, thought we'd kind of take some time and talk about our channel and why we have a YouTube channel, and you know, talk about how we do some of our projects and video. We're gonna take a look outside because we don't have a whole lot going on in these past few days, but we did come up with a little problem out in the Carriage house that we need to address. Well, basically, quick little update from last week's video when we went out to that cemetery. I did get a call back, and they explained what had happened. So basically the story is that sometime, although I didn't quite catch the year of that, Mr. and Mrs. Allen were actually in a mausoleum, and the city tore it down. And I thought he said in the 1950s, but I could be mistaken. I did email back for clarification, but I haven't heard back yet. And so essentially, at that point in time, they didn't have any contact information, and the bodies were moved and placed where we were looking. And so there were no headstones, and that was pretty much it. But you know, he said I could buy the tombstones and have them placed. And so I'm not sure if we're going to be going that route, but we got our story. And also from last week's video, super windy today. Wow, check it out. Let's see. That might have been like super distracting. Oh, that's a nice shot though. But anyway, the quick little follow-up too on the last will and testament of Mr. James A. Beck. At the end, I had read a name, Mrs. Jimmy Beck, and well, that would be his brother's wife, and I would assume, since the brother Jimmy was not mentioned, that, well, he must have already died, and we have no record of him other than he once lived here in Fairfield and left Fairfield, Iowa to go to California and left Beck with, well, our neighbor's house. And so at the end of each one of our videos, you may have noticed and have been following this sort of joke that we run at the end of our videos of what we call the Gumby tree. And so our neighbor dresses up his tree in a very humorous way, and it's quite fun. And we thought that'd be a nice little ending, but turns out that house was actually the home of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy Beck. And so at some point we lose track of him when he goes out to California. A loud noise here, super loud noise. But in any case, and if you don't stick around to the end of all of our videos and you've missed that tree, well, here's a little montage of what that looks like. And I think he updated it last night, so we should head back down there real quick and take a look. He's been adding to it a little bit every few days for I guess counting down to Halloween. So show you how close it is from where we're at. All right, well, so how do we come up with the ideas for our videos? Probably the first thing we need to probably talk about, because, well, we tend to jump around from project to project depending on what the house needs at the time, how busy we are. And, well, this week we got a problem in the Carriage house, a little unexpected problem. Hadn't been out there for a while since we did our cleaning video. You might have remembered how that went.
Because this is gross. Oh, God.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, man.
All right, this one's gonna have to go that way.
You know, we thought that was an old problem, and so turns out we got fresh Scooby Doo Doo up there, and got a little looks like some gnawing going on some of the electric wiring out there, which, you know, that can't be a good thing. And so not sure if we got a little trash panda up there, or if we've got maybe a Tasmanian devil. But we're gonna set us a couple of comically large bear traps and open and see if we can't catch us a critter. Go a little Bill Murray on him. They didn't have comically large bear traps, so we're gonna go with something like this. Yeah, hopefully this is big enough. I need something to cut these zip ties. Shoot. Shoot. All right, cut.
Action.
Ta-da. Okay. All right, so I guess he goes inside. All right, well, like usual, the instructions are pointless. Gimme. All right, so we got some giant marshmallows and a date. See, we'll see if our guest likes that. We'll just place those back there, and close this up. All right, in theory, he comes in there and steps on that to get to the marshmallow and has his last meal.
Until we come and get him and free him. Until we come and get him and free him, right?
Sure. Now we wait. But while we're up here, quick little update on our mystery structure, because we've been given the best theory from Kendra's cousin, who happens to be an engineer, who came over and visited and took a look at it, and, well, he kind of knew exactly what it was, or at least what he thought it was, and it's the best thing we've seen so far. And so, and that would be this, which runs the entire length of the carriage house. So we cut into the floor, and right below us is the center beam which is hard to see because we had all that stuff on the way downstairs, is the center beam that runs all the way down the entire length of the carriage house. And so we come up and we come down and we're tied big old bolts, and we come down and we set on top of the floor beam on that side. Basically, it makes a lot of sense once you see the picture. Basically, if you were to think of this as a bridge with nothing underneath it, because there is no center support down below. You know, so pulling in horses and carriages, you can't have like, you know, obstacles and beams and stuff in the way. So this, my friends, is a truss to support the weight of this floor from caving in. That makes a lot of sense considering there's nothing really attached to it. I mean, it's possibly had something tied here just for fun. Maybe a little swing. Put a little swing on there. That'd be fun. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good theory, and I think that's what we're going with for now, unless somebody else has got a better idea. But you know, I think that's likely what it is. So thanks, little Timmy, for that.
Little. What taller than you?
Which is why it's funny.
Okay. All right. Video. Make that a little bit wider. And action. Cool. Well, actually, a little bit more centered. Yay!
All right, come on up here.
I am.
All right, well,
My list.
today is October 30th. We got one more day before Halloween before we start taking all of our stuff down. So we're gonna wrap this video up with a little Q&A on some of the questions. A little quick update on our mystery varmint out there. Checked the trap this morning and still nothing. Marshmallows still sitting there. So I guess we'll have to wait a little longer for him to reappear. But in the meantime, thought we'd do a little some of our frequently asked questions to wrap up this week's video.
Got them right there.
What do you got?
First question. Why did we start a YouTube channel?
That's a great question.
Well, it's not mine. It's one of our viewers.
That's a great question for next week's video.
No, we're doing it this week.
Oh, that's right. So why did we start a YouTube channel?
Yes.
Well, same reason we started a Facebook page. After we bought the house, we found it easier. Well, we started on Facebook, and it was just easier to document a lot of the things we were finding because we dove into the history of the house first before we kind of did anything here.
That's true.
We wanted to know everything about it: who lived here, what renovations were done when, so we could start figuring out our plan of attack to de-renovate all of the things that had happened here.
Restoration, not
Renovation.
renovation.
there's a
Restoration,
difference.
not renovation.
There's a difference.
There's
So
a huge difference.
we got up to almost 5,000 followers on Facebook and thought, well, you know, we had been watching a lot of YouTube house channels, and we're inspired by some of those channels. And unfortunately, most of those channels are no longer posting on YouTube. So we figured we'd kind of like, you know, pick up the torch and carry that forward and share our story of our house adventure. So that is why we started a YouTube channel. It also helped us, you know, make a lot of new friends and
Yes.
and learn a lot of things about the house. We were able to, you know, connect with some previous family out
Yes.
there that were able to you know, fill in some of the gaps, some of the family history, provide us with some family photos, and you know, all kinds of fun stuff that we wouldn't have gotten had we not done that. So for those that we've met and connected with, thank you so much, and you know, hope you're still enjoying following us along on our crazy.
Moving along.
Question number 2. How did we come up with the YouTube channel name? Well, that was more you than me.
Yeah, that's another good question. Actually, kind of a fun little story, because as I first started doing the research here at the house, one of the first things I started doing was emailing a lot of people. And I was also researching and trying to locate a lot of things on Fairfield history as well, which led me to eBay and finding a lot of things there. And the one thing I did find were a lot of series of postcards, some of which dated back to the 1890s, that were labeled "Greetings from Fairfield." And, you know, probably a pretty common theme, greetings from wherever that postcard was coming from. And
Greetings from Des Moines, California, Iowa.
Okoboji. And then and then during the channel, while we've been doing these videos, it's been quite fun because people picked up on that and they would start responding in the comments like greetings from Australia, greetings from Indiana.
Greetings from Ohio. Hi, Kenny.
Exactly. And so they kind of became a fun little way to sort of meet and greet everyone. And all of the emails and letters I was sending out to people, in the subject, I would put greetings from Fairfield. That way it wouldn't come off as sounding weird or spammy, like when I was trying to explain, hey, we bought this house and, you know, your grandmother's brother's sister's boyfriend used to live here or came to visit the house and, you know, would like to know more about, you know, that.
Do you have a photo?
If you have any photos of the house prior to 1960, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes,
because
if you have any photos of our house from 1913 to 1960.
There's a big black hole right there in the middle of the longest period of the house, in which there appears to be no photographic documentation. So that's been a challenging adventure there. But that, and not to mention, so the other part to that greetings from Fairfield is we start all of our videos with greetings from Fairfield, and generally has one of us coming through a door. And
Mostly you.
Mostly me. But that greetings, and then that door opening is sort of our way of, you know, saying hello, welcome back to the channel.
And welcome to our home
and welcome to the home, and kind of symbolize that transition of inviting you into our home. And
but it doesn't let vampires in because it is spooky season.
Are we sure about that? Well, hey, idly ho there, neighborinos. Greetings from Fairfield. Greetings from Fairfield.
Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
But anyway, hey, greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to our channel. Hello, greetings from Fairfield, and welcome back to our channel. Greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. And oh, hello there. Greetings from Fairfield. Hello, greetings from Fairfield. Wait a minute, I did that already. Ta-da!
Greetings from Fairfield. I'm Kendra. Welcome back. And door!
That is how we came up with our YouTube channel name, Greetings from Fairfield.
Oh, next question. How did we choose the music for our videos?
That's another great question. We do get that question quite a lot, and we get a lot of comments in our comment section telling us about you know, how much they do like our music, and that's one of the things that we set out early on to sort of separate us from some of the other house channels. Instead of using some sort of contemporary jazz subscription download, somewhat generic.
We put layers of music and layers of jokes in the whole thing.
Right. So generally, the song tends to reflect, you know, if we can make a connection to what it is we're working on. So for example, in last week's video, we used California, Here I Come. And generally speaking, any music prior, so this is the year 2025, and any music that is 100 years old or older is fair to use and is now in the public domain. So any song, that would mean any song prior to 1925 and next year 1926, and that catalog will expand a little more, we can then incorporate into our videos. And so we will go through and hand select specific songs that we think reflect what it is we're doing. And so last week, California Here I Come was the song choice. And that was, it kind of seemed like a fun sort of road trip thing to do.
Yeah.
As well as a little foreshadowing, since the majority of all the Beck family that originally owned the house all end up in California.
Well, except for Mr. Beck.
Except for Mr. and Mrs. Beck, who had planned to retire the following year in 1931.
Yes.
Before they died in 1930 and 1931. And so they never made that trek out there with the rest of the family, such as David Beck and Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy Beck that we had previously mentioned in our last video.
Yes.
And so they would have been the next and last of the Beck family that we know of that was still alive that would have came out to California. And ironically, even my ancestors that were all from Iowa, that I didn't know at the time.
That's true. That was hilarious to find out.
Also left Iowa and then settled and moved to California. And for some unknown reason, I found my way back here to Iowa.
It's my fault.
And this house.
I found this house and I was like, honey, you'll love the Midwest. I know you'll love the Midwest.
And so that is the story of how we choose our music. Look at you, like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. What else we got?
How often do we post videos?
How often we post videos on our YouTube channel. We try to post videos every Saturday morning at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Central Time. Sometimes we run a little behind schedule. It might post later that afternoon or sometimes even on Sunday. That's usually a technical problem we'll talk about in a second. But we try, our goal is Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning to have a new video. We shoot all week long and kind of just put together whatever we got going on and trying to make somewhat of a story out of that.
Sure.
That involves shooting what we do throughout the week and then bringing all those individual clips into video editing software. And then we have to what's called render the video into one final clip that we can then upload to YouTube. And that render, depending on the runtime of the video, sometimes can run anywhere from 2 hours to like 10 hours to make that video. And then we have to upload that to YouTube so they can process it into HD and check for copyrights and make sure it's ad friendly for their sponsors and all of that stuff, which takes probably another 2 hours. Or more. And if there's any problem along the way, then YouTube kicks it back to us, then we have to go back, change it, fix it, correct it, re-render it, start the whole process all over again. And so if we don't have something ready, or if we just didn't have time to put something together, we'll at least have a community post, or we might run a short reel or something just to keep our content rolling along.
Yep. All right. Do you do tours?
Do we do tours? Yes, we do tours. Matter of fact, we do a Christmas tour. We've done a Christmas tour every year since we have moved here, and it's a tradition that dates back to the 1950s. That at least then was called the Christmas Pilgrimage of Fairfield, where you would buy tickets through the local PTO chapter to tour four or five houses that were all decked out for the holidays, and it would benefit local charities or other organizations that the PTO was sponsoring at that time.
Yeah.
And so that's something we've done every year. We've done summer tours, and we're talking with the Iowa Barn Foundation to maybe do a tour this coming spring for the Carriage House.
And one of the reasons we cleaned it up.
Yeah. And we'd like to maybe start, maybe next year we'll start doing something a little more official with our house for Halloween. We get a lot of requests for people that want to come and tour the house for Halloween. And so we might do something on our own. We might just pick up the reins on that one and find some other way to do that here. And
I'd love to have the pros, if we have people donate or anything like that, we send it to the museum for all the history.
yeah, maybe we'll do something with the Carnegie Museum, and so
That would be fun.
Maybe you can tour here, and then maybe we could talk them into starting to do some sort of like spooky museum tour. Or,
that would be so much fun.
They also, I think, just in Ottumwa, they do a graveyard cemetery tour at night.
Yes.
With lanterns and stuff, and I think that would be really cool to do here in Fairfield. So
we have a beautiful cemetery.
So if
just
you're
down the
listening,
road.
so if you're listening, Fairfield, those in the upper management, we'll say, of the Fairfield Visitation Committee there, those are just some ideas. We're just throwing them out there.
Whenever if you want to talk to us about anything, we'd love to help.
I think you know where to find us. But for those that do contact us, like if you do want a tour, we do offer some private tours that we've done in the past. Contact us through email or on Facebook. Don't show up at the house knocking on the door, put your face on the glass, looking to come in. We've already had that problem, and
Yes.
we don't need another.
I need time to clean the kitchen and make sure that everything looks good, so that when you come, you get to have a fun, easy time. Like the last time we had a tour was 2-3 days ago.
2 or 3 days ago for Halloween.
I forgot to have you send the guest book.
You need to sign
I
the guest
had
book.
the guest book out and everything, and I forgot.
Speaking of the guest book, so yes, we'll have to have you guys back. It was lots of fun. Hope you enjoyed your visit. Hope it was worth your drive down.
Yes.
And we need to get you to sign that guest book next time. So next time you're in town, please look us up, and we'll get you to sign that. Our guest book, we've been collecting names. We started with collecting names out of the newspaper archives, dating all the way back to our first guest, December 23rd of 1896.
Yes.
And they've been posting names in the newspaper up until I think it was around the 1970s of people that had visited the house for one reason or the next. And it's been a lot of fun collecting those names, finding out later that some of those names were actually related to the people here at the house. And that's kind of helped with some of the genealogy and other family research that we've done here. So that's another little side project that we probably should do a video on at some point.
Well, eventually, if I get everybody to sign the guest book.
If you get people to sign the guest book. Not to mention, we can add you to our Christmas card list.
That's true. I do love sending out Christmas cards.
So we can't do that if we don't know who came.
Exactly.
What else you got?
All right. Last question.
Last question.
Last question. So why do we have a YouTube channel again?
Why? Because we like you.